The movie begins in Finland, where a young girl named Alia is pursued through the forest by several men. Desperate and with no way out, she throws herself into a lake, but the men drag her out before she can drown. The story then shifts to a bank in the US, where a man named Rex waits in line, seemingly with the hidden motive of meeting his crush, Maddy. While he chats with her, a gang of robbers storms the bank, killing a security guard and instantly throwing the place into chaos. Rex spots a gun inside a woman's bag, but she's too afraid to act. Under pressure, Rex appears to struggle with holding back his emotions, trying not to make any reckless moves. Unexpectedly, the woman's bag is tossed and lands right in his lap. The scene abruptly cuts to a courtroom where Rex is on trial for killing all the robbers during the heist. Despite saving countless lives and being hailed as a hero, the judge sentences him to 8 years in prison. 8 years later, Rex is released. A magazine cover featuring his face reminds us that he's still celebrated as a hero for his past actions. Instead of being shunned, Rex finds himself constantly in the spotlight, trailed by reporters and admired by the public. This relentless attention makes him uneasy, triggering the emergence of a physical manifestation of his alter ego, an emotionally volatile version of himself. At one point, he imagines standing up and hurling his desk at the crowd in frustration, though it's only a fantasy born from stress. Rex visits his friend Pete to pick up his passport and belongings, and confides in him about how drained he feels. Ever since the bank incident, his life has been anything but normal. While some praise him as a hero, others mock him as a psycho. Tired of the nonstop attention and judgment, he decides to leave the country and start over in Finland. Why Finland? Back in prison, he once shot a spitball at a map, and it landed right on Finland. To Rex, that was a sign. At the airport, Rex once again becomes the center of unwanted attention, with random strangers recording him. Among them is an odd couple, a man and his wife, watching him closely, heightening his discomfort. As more people begin filming, Rex's irritation grows, and he retreats to the restroom for a brief escape. But to his surprise, the man from the couple follows him in and silently stares at him while he's at the urinal. When Rex returns to his seat, the woman greets him with a chilling, unsettling smile. Upon arriving in Finland, Rex feels relieved that no one recognizes him. He waits calmly for a taxi, finally enjoying a sense of anonymity. However, from a distance, one taxi driver watches him closely, then abruptly cuts ahead of the line to pick him up. As they drive away, the driver puts on a mask and quietly releases anesthetic gas inside the cab, causing Rex to lose consciousness. The scene shifts to a seemingly ordinary family preparing dinner in their home. Nothing seems unusual until we discover Rex, kidnapped and tied up in their basement. One of his legs has already been amputated and his hands are bound. When Rex realizes what has happened and tries to scream, he's silenced by the sudden appearance of his conscience, who urges him to stay quiet. The conscience then unleashes the screams on his behalf, channeling Rex's rage and pain. Unlike Rex, this alter ego is sharper, crueler, and more calculating. It has a strong influence over Rex's fate, analyzing every situation he faces. After assessing the current circumstances, the conscience concludes that the culprits behind the kidnapping are the same strange couple Rex encountered at the airport. As Rex weeps over his condition, his conscience can't bear it and begins strategizing a way out. Realizing the ropes are too strong to break, the conscience devises another survival plan. If the kidnappers show up, Rex must fake being unconscious. Spotting the number of bicycles around the place, the alter ego deduces that the kidnappers are likely part of a family. That night, the family is asleep upstairs, except for the youngest son, Olli, who remains awake, curious about their latest captive. Meanwhile, Rex is desperately trying to chew through the ropes, but they're too thick. Olli sneaks down to the basement to see Rex. Realizing it's only a child, Rex quickly pretends to be unconscious. Seeing an opportunity, Rex quickly devises a plan to use the boy as leverage. He suddenly kicks Olli in the face and traps him between his thighs. Moments later, Olli's sister notices he's missing from bed and goes down to look for him. She turns out to be Alia, the same girl from the film's opening scene. This confirms that Rex has been captured by Alia's own family. Rex threatens to snap Olli's neck if Alia dares to harm him, but in his panic, he accidentally loosens his grip, losing his only bargaining chip. When Olli is discovered unconscious, the family rushes him to the hospital. Their mother, assuming Alia is responsible, angrily slaps her. From this moment, it's clear Alia is different from the rest of her family, hinting she might become Rex's chance at survival. That possibility becomes even more likely when Alia starts showing affection towards Rex. She even fantasizes about marrying him, revealing a sudden and deep attraction. With the rest of her family gone, she takes the chance to treat Rex's injured leg and opens up about her feelings. Alia then shares the horrifying truth about her family. Ever since her eldest brother Paddy was born with a grotesque disorder that causes him to crave human flesh, they've been kidnapping victims to feed him. His disturbing hunger first surfaced when he was a baby. He bit his father. From then on, the family abducted victims to satisfy his cravings. If he rejected the flesh, they were forced to find replacements. For Alia, death became a constant presence in her life. She tried many times to escape, but was always recaptured, eventually locked away in a wooden cage built by her own father. After sharing her story, Alia begins to pity Rex and leaves a knife on the floor, urging him to free himself. Rex manages to grab it and starts cutting the rope, but before he can escape, Alia's 3 brothers storm in, ready to execute him. Thinking quickly, Rex pretends to be unconscious, which tricks them into holding back. Meanwhile, his conscience seethes with rage, eager to kill them, hinting that the family has made a grave mistake by targeting him. The brothers soon notice Rex's bandaged leg and realized Alia helped him. They search her room but eventually dragged her back upstairs after finding her hiding in the basement. Left behind, Rex is injected with a strange substance that causes him to burst out laughing uncontrollably. The story then flashes back to 8 years earlier during the bank robbery. This time, we see the full extent of Rex's savagery as he brutally wipes out the robbers. It's revealed that his conscience was in control, pushing him into a state of merciless violence that turned him into an unlikely hero in the eyes of the hostages. When Rex tried to save Maddy, the woman he had feelings for, the robber panicked, shaken by Rex's reckless indifference to danger. After getting Maddy to safety, Rex, still under the influence of his conscience, shot the robber in the groin. The impact caused the robber's gun to fire accidentally into a cupboard, tragically killing a bank employee who had been hiding inside. This incident explains why Rex was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Authorities believed he had recklessly endangered innocent lives to satisfy his violent urges. While he served his time, Maddy chose not to see him again, unwilling to spend years waiting for his release. Back to Rex, he regains consciousness only to realize that one of the psychopaths is in the middle of cutting off his leg. Acting fast, Rex kicks the man away, forcing him to rush off to grab more anesthetic. Taking advantage of the moment, Rex uses the knife Alia left him to saw through the ropes binding his hands. When the man returns, he drives the knife straight into his ear, killing him instantly. Determined to escape, Rex scavenges the basement for tools and weapons. He crafts a makeshift prosthetic by attaching a golf club to his amputated leg and begins his ascent to the upper floor. His conscience urges him to take Alia with him, planting the idea firmly in his mind. When the parents return from the hospital, they find blood smeared outside their home, and immediately scold their children for letting Rex escape. Fearing Rex might come back with the police, they decide to relocate, but their plan collapses instantly. Rex is already inside, waiting under the table. He ambushes them, killing each family member one by one with a nail gun. When the weapon runs out of ammo, he brutally finishes off the mother with a kick from his golf club leg. One of the sons tries to fight back, but Rex quickly throws knives into him, killing him instantly. Alia then strangles her own mother to death after she regains consciousness. Just when they think it's over, the true terror arrives. Potty, the cannibal monster, descends the stairs. Rex and the hulking figure clash violently. In the middle of the fight, Rex spots a piece of his severed right leg stored in the refrigerator. Relieved that it hasn't been eaten yet, he snatches it and forces it into the cannibal's mouth, ending the battle in gruesome fashion. Afterwards, Rex takes Alia back to America, where they start a new life together. One night, while out with friends, Alia notices someone showing interest in Rex, sparking Alia's jealousy. In that moment, it's revealed that Alia also has an alter ego like Rex, dark, violent, and dangerously possessive, as she imagines killing the woman who flirts with him. This twist makes it clear the two are perfectly matched, bonded by their twisted inner selves. Meanwhile, back in Finland, the youngest child Olavi recovers from his injuries. Filled with rage and grief, he vows to avenge the slaughter of his family. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.